Okay, welcome to a special episode of Not Your Average Netizens. This is kind of a mea culpa for our sixth episode, which is still in production and should be up very soon. However, K-pop, Korean entertainment being what it is, sometimes stuff happens and you've just gotta comment on it. And there has been a lot of stuff going on, and I'll just get right to it. Um, Red Velvet, SM's latest four-member girl group, has been making a lot of moves lately, including having their first music show performance and releasing their first MV, which has been the source of a lot of controversy. Um, and I'll just this is from several sources: Omona, Asian Junkie, One Hallyu. But this is just a basic rundown of what's kind of causing a bit of angst among people. Um, Fans noticed shortly after the release of their new music video for their lead single Happiness that the video was full of references to the droppings of atomic bombs on Japanese cities, Nagasaki and Hiroshima. The video features extreme racial slurs for the Japanese people. So, apparently, on some of the pictures of newspapers and such, they have Japs and some you know other slurs like that are on there. Eagle-eyed netizens also noticed possible references to the September 11th terrorist attacks in New York City in the video. One of the members holds a toy plane, while towers in the background seem to be exploding. The images are allegedly straight from video of the attacks on that day. Some suggest that this is being done not to create controversy, but to stir up positive feelings among the nationalistic public in Korea. Asian Junkie, a K-pop blogger, wrote, "It should help them with their domestic audience, and I'm sure they'll get a lot of support in Korea for making their nationalistic views known. Let's be honest, pandering to that crowd in Asian countries usually works out well, and they should have gone all out and just used Dokdo and Baekdu as well." Which Dokdo Islands, if you don't know, those are cluster of islands that Japan and Korea are basically both lay claim to, and are basically fighting over um, who owns the islands. But basically, the whole last quote was from Asian Junkie, which was an interesting kind of point of view, in that they were using other other countries' horrible experiences to kind of, I guess, to kind of bolster nationalism in Korea, which is kind of a scary thing to think about. Um, I would just have to say, if it was an Western artist and they had something about the Sewol Ferry in their music video, I don't think Korean people would be as thrilled about that. But that's been a huge source of contention. And of course, we still have, of course, the FX fans. The conspiracy theories are still out there. The fact that Sully's dropped out, FX is all of their most of their TV appearances, performances canceled. We have this four-member group that kind of comes out of nowhere. They have one song. Everything's kind of, I mean, you could look at it as everything kind of rushed. Um, the whole concept is not very thought out, like usual SM debuts would be. And, so they're kind of FX's replacement. And of course, fans of FX do not take that so well. It's just kind of a mess. It makes me feel kind of bad for Red Velvet. I don't I mean, their song is not usually what I'm into, but you know, I wouldn't wish that kind of debut on anyone. Um, there's a lot of things to go into, so I will just turn it over to Tim to see what he has to say about all this.
First thing I guess I'll touch on is the racism, or no, I guess you can't call it racism, nationalism that's in the music video. First off, I have a real big issue with nationalism and patriotism and the way people view it, um, especially because nationalism essentially gave birth to patriotism, and people still have to separate them. Um, and that's fine, whatever. You know, people have the the general identity of nationalism is like people who are really rude about their country, right? Like they're all about their country, no one else matters, blah 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 blah. Whereas patriotism is like a real love for your country, you know. Um, and I would consider myself a patriot. I love being an American. I'm very proud of being an American, but I don't talk down about other cultures because I don't know. Like, I mean, it's very simple. I don't say my country is better than X country for any reason because I don't know if that's true. Maybe it's not. Like I can only read stuff, but then I talk to people and they're so happy. So who knows? You know, I have no idea. Um, but this is a case in which you need to separate because if this is and first things first, I don't blame Red Velvet at all. It's not their fault.
Right. I mean, they
Like
obviously had no input at all in any of this.
Right. They're just along for the ride. They might not even have known, right? Um, I think it's funny that all the conspiracies about somebody trying to take out SM from the inside because of all
I've
the
been reading
scandals.
that. I didn't know that was an ongoing
Oh, it's all over.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah, people talk. There's been a bunch of conspiracies regarding
If
some of the
that's the
SM
case, the
turns.
person has not been doing a very good job of it,
I
I'd have to
guess.
say.
I mean, if that's the case, he brought controversy to EXO, he brought controversy to FX, and
Yeah, but he didn't
essentially
bring down
eliminated them.
SM. SM
Well, you
just.
can't bring down SM in a year. Let's be real. Come on now. Um, but anyways, so Red Velvet. First things first. Before I get to the ridiculous, I don't really think their song is very good. I don't think the music video is very good either. I don't think the dance is very good. I'm pretty underwhelmed. Altogether, I'm pretty
But see,
underwhelmed.
that goes back to my thing of if, as some people have kind of speculated, that they were kind of pushed up to kind of replace FX, you know, in their absence, then maybe that was the result of them,
Of course,
kind
yeah.
of cobbling something together and, so that they would have some sort of concept of something.
Right, I'm
Um,
not saying that's not true. And I'm not
yeah,
saying that that song reflects their talent level. Clearly, they have girls who can actually sing. Wendy is clearly a really good singer, the girl with the blue hair.
yeah.
People have seen her sing before. She's really good. Solgi or whatever can clearly dance. Supposedly, she's the next Taeyeon. I don't know how much I buy that, but I don't care. It seems like all of those girls, though, can hold their own at least a little bit vocally. Their rap is SM style. I don't care what anybody says. I saw people trying to say
Well,
that it's not. It totally is. It's very much so like the second verse could
do
be
they
in an
have any
SMC
other
song.
style of rap? I mean,
There's no
seriously.
other style in SM.
Yeah.
SM rap. Like I heard people saying that at least they're better than like Hyoyeon or better than Minnow,
Well,
but it's like wow,
that's faint.
congratulations, you're
That's
better than the
very
bottom of the
faint
barrel.
praise. That's very faint
Yeah,
praise.
like that doesn't make you good, and it's the same. I'm not even getting into it. It's just not good. Sorry, it's not good. I'm not saying that there's a lot of good idol rappers out there, but this is another case of
Yeah.
exactly what SM always does.
I think one thing is that a lot of people are just they're noticing that the girls are pretty talented, and so that just magnifies the fact that all of this that they're doing right now is kind of, I mean, this is really like below their abilities. I mean, they could do something a lot stronger. And
Right.
so, people are just like, why couldn't you just wait and give them a great debut?
Hmm.
So I don't
So,
know.
so yeah, like I don't know where this song came from. It feels like a cutting board song. Like it was
Yeah.
just there, and they were like, "All right, let's do it." Like it was just sitting on the floor, and they were like, "Let's pick
Yeah.
this up. We could do it." Um, and it is what it is. Um, as for the ridiculous that is their music video, um, SM saying that this isn't intentional, I don't buy that. Like
Yeah.
that, it's just some collage
Yeah,
program, and it
what
just
was it?
put this together.
One of the producers was like, "Oh, I just found some pictures and put it in there." I'm like, seriously.
Yeah, he's full of it. Like the biggest thing that bothers me because I'm an American is the part where the girl has the plane and she's like running it over the
Mm,
towers. You cannot
mm,
tell me that's not intentional. There's no
yeah.
way that you can convince me that is not intentional.
See, okay, I've thought about this and I've tried to think from their perspective what maybe they were trying to say. And since the whole thing is about happiness and being, you know, ed- in a very general sense, the song's about happiness and
Hi.
overcoming. Oh,
Hi.
hey, okay, Sade has now joined our cast. We had some difficulties, surprise, surprise, with Google Hangout, but she's here now.
Yay.
Um, just to kind of bring you up to speed, Sade,
Hmm.
we just started talking about Red Velvet, of course, and
Okay.
just kind of getting into their music video and everyone's responses to it. Tim and I've said quite a bit, so if you have anything on your mind that you want to say now, like go right ahead.
No? I hope it's not internet problems or something.
Yeah,
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Sade,
Okay, okay.
are
I was like,
you ready
again?
to talk about Red Velvet? Did you hear everything I
Oh.
said?
No, sorry. I didn't hear the last part of what you said.
Oh, I was just saying that Tim and I have talked a little bit about it. So, if you have anything in particular that you want to, talk about concerning Red Velvet and their video and the whole FX scandal, go ahead.
The whole FX business is so sad. I thought their comeback was really good, and they were kind of on a roll with their victories, and it was just, I don't know. It just fucking sucks. I feel bad for them. I know there's some people who like hate Red Velvet because they feel like FX died so that they could live, but I think Happiness is a cute song. Like I'm not mad at it. I enjoyed their debut stage. I think they did a pretty good job. I hate the styling. I think the styling is awful, but I mean they have a lot of energy and they're cute and I just can't be mad at them. Yeah.
Did you see the music video
Oh, I heard
and
it.
all the
I did.
controversy with it?
Yeah. I read
That's
some
really been
articles on
the
that.
sticking topic, I think, for us, is the
That is
controversy
so
with it.
wild. You know what? I swear to God, someone that works for SM is like out to take down the company
We were
because
just talking about that, like that this a huge conspiracy. Like everyone's like, someone is trying to take down SM from within, and I'm like, I didn't know
yeah.
that was like a thing.
No, I swear to God, this has got to be an inside job because like that is
Okay,
so
I'm glad that
intentional.
somebody else makes me not feel crazy for being like,
No,
yo, dog.
no, seriously though. That the placement of that controversy is so intentional. Like, come on. Like, come on.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
don't
a
know.
little too intentional for it to feel like an accident. Like somebody, it's an inside job. I swear to God.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the thing on the FX thing, because I actually feel bad for them too. I loved Red Light, and I don't
Yeah,
like FX very much. So it was
yeah,
a very strange moment for me to be like, I am on this boat, and then that boat
yes,
sank real quick, just
yes,
completely drowned. But
yeah.
I don't know, like, and I was kind of going back because the scandal is very close to me because I am a fan of Dynamic Duo,
Oh,
and Choza is the big douchebag in this whole thing. So I'm like,
hmm,
oh god, what's going on? But like, I know that what's weird to me is the fans for so long have been talking about how Sully doesn't really look like she wants to be on stage, that she
mm,
never really wanted to be an idol, she wanted to be an actress. You get all this stuff from her, and then you have this scandal come out where you have the first part where she's supposedly sick, and then there's a picture of her like smiling and being friendly with some guy, like one of her friends, right?
Mhm.
This is post the Choja dating Sully scandal that appeared twice, clearly.
Mhm.
Um, but you have that happen, right? And I played it off. I was like, whatever. Like if I was sick and somebody came to like maybe bring me something, I would take a happy picture with them too. I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And then you have her come back for a little bit in the middle of Choja being ridiculous and answering every question that people ask him about Sully. Just will
Yeah.
not shut up about her, um, which makes all her fans go crazy.
Right.
Has to deal with all that, and then FX completely clears their schedule for a month, right? Strange, completely strange when they're on a
Mhm.
roll, and then pictures get released of Sully and Choja, supposedly Sully and Choja and Top Bob, who is Choja's cousin. Like he releases a bunch of pictures on Instagram, including Choja clearly holding hands with a girl. It is
Uh,
clearly Sully. In that picture, it is clearly Sully because she's the only person that tall to
oh
make
my
that picture
god.
happen. It's super suspicious because it just came out, but it's clearly them having a good time. Everybody's saying that it's Sully, and I'm just like, maybe she really doesn't want to be famous. Like,
Yeah, she's
Mm.
got a lot of backlash right now for supposedly destroying FX. It's kind of the Sunye Wonder Girls thing, like how
Oh
dare
yes.
you
Yeah.
drag the
yeah,
rest of your
yeah.
bandmates down.
Yeah.
Which is wrong for Sunye. Like, that is so
Well, yeah,
wrong.
I feel like that was well, my personal feelings on that were that was completely undeserved, and I mean,
Yeah.
Sully too. I mean, she's entitled to have a life, but the whole it's just the whole timing of everything just kind
Mm.
of.
You know what? Actually, one thing I was thinking about regarding this whole thing, especially when you look at the whole recent situation with EXO and Chris, I wonder if SM really does push idols to the point where they're just like, if you're not going to listen to me when I'm telling you how I'm feeling, then I'm going to do the next extreme thing. And this is the only way that I can think can get out of my like. Do you guys think that that might have been it? That Sully was just like, I've had
Oh,
enough. I told you guys I don't want to do this, so now I'm just going to create this scandal so that you have to let me go. Like, do you
yeah, I
think?
definitely think so. I'm totally on board with that. I was saying it like from when this started, and it was kind of like my harebrained like maybe all this talk about her really not wanting to be famous is true. And I
Hmm.
knew that part of it was me like wanting Choja to not be the bad guy because I couldn't imagine like he's not a dick. He's just very open. He's always been that way since the very beginning. He's always answered the questions people ask him. That's just his
Hmm.
way. But I don't believe he would say so many things about Sully knowing that she's an idol and tarnish her image on purpose unless there was something more to it. It's a
Uh,
great way to get out of your contract if you have such a scandal that they have to let you go because they just don't want you anymore. It's
yeah.
perfect. The only
Yeah.
thing that sucks is, and I can't imagine she wanted this, but it sucks that FX has to pay the price.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do feel like, I mean, idols have been a bit emboldened ever since, JYJ did their whole thing. And I saw something online that was kind of interesting that was saying that when JYJ first left, then FX debuted around that same time.
Mm.
And now that FX is having this issue, the whole thing with Sully, now we've got Red Velvet kind of coming in to try and like smooth things over.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know,
Yeah.
but
No, I think it's solely trying to get out of her contract. I firmly stick to that now that more has come out,
Yeah.
especially the recent pictures with Top Bob and Choja and them being happy and making jokes about kidnapping, like not real kidnapping, but
Oh my god.
like
Wait,
that they
How old is Choza?
oh, he's old. He's an old man. He's in his 30s, I'm for sure. Like he's
Oh,
old.
seriously? Wait, so how old is Sully? Like 21, 22?
Yeah, she's young.
Wow,
I mean, they
Jesus.
don't have a Tony on freaking Hayree age gap, but it's still big. I got a good
Yeah.
one. But
yeah.
again, and I talked about this with one of my friends once, but the age gap thing in Korea is like not really that big of a deal. Like tons of people do it, and it's not a big deal. And you get like
Mm.
netizens who make comments, but they don't care. Like look at um Papa YG. His wife is
Oh,
super
yeah.
young in comparison to him, but they're clearly like in love with each other. They have a kid together. They're really cute. If you ever see pictures of them, they're freaking adorable together. Like
Wow.
they have a really big age gap, and it's not a big deal for them. So I don't know, and maybe it's them. Part of me thinks it's like male fetishing of like young girls, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't say anything because I don't live there. Like
Yeah.
that's one thing that I really can't touch on because I don't know how they feel about that. I've never looked into it, but it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
seem like it's a big deal.
Mm.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I kind of feel bad just because I was so. The thing about Red Velvet is not like I know there's some people who are just like, oh, this isn't even that great of a debut stage, and you're like, oh, FX couldn't dance as hard or whatever. They just seem so bright and lively and hopeful, and I
Yeah,
just
I
can't
mean,
help but
as
feel
far
bad
as
for
their
them.
abilities, I wasn't surprised at all that they were, good or, I mean, if, better than good. I mean, they're SM trainees. Of course, they're not going to go out there and be like half-assing it the entire time.
Yeah.
It's just the
What about Super
circumstances
Junior?
behind it.
How do you explain Super Junior? How do you explain beginning SNSD? It's only
Well,
a
I mean, I
recent thing
think
in
even
SM.
SNSD seemed like their first song was kind of, peppy and I don't know. But like with them, it's almost like you're kind of like they deserve a better concept and song than this.
Mm. I
But
don't mind happiness though. I really don't mind it. It's grown on me. It's catchy. Like I'm not
it's
mad.
catchy.
Yeah.
I'm really not feeling it, but I don't really like
Mm.
SM, so that's this is like an SM song through and through for me. So I'm just like, oh God, here we go.
Wasn't Red Light like an anomaly though? Like the first time I heard Red Light, I was like, "What is this ear candy?"
It
Well,
doesn't
they've
Like,
feel
always
like
kind
an
of
SM
done
song,
that with
right?
yeah.
FX. They've always done that with FX. Like they've
Yeah,
always
they've
used
always had
different
a.
producers and
It's a weird like They have a really strange idea for FX where it's like they want them to be SM but not completely SM artists. So
Mm.
they have like Red Light. The only thing that you can compare to other SM songs is that it has like it's cut up, like it's like three songs in one, but it
Yeah.
flows
I
together
Got a
well.
Boy.
Yeah,
Oh
but it
God.
flows
Like
together
that.
really well, unlike
Yeah.
I Got a Boy, and it's
Right.
clearly much better thought out. Like the
Yeah.
choreo is better. It's not like a typical SM song, whereas Happiness is like some weird middle ground between like SNSD meets FX, just
Mhm.
making an SM song, and it's like and I think they can do better because Wendy
Mhm.
is a really good singer. And Solgi and the other girl, whose name I can't remember right now, can clearly
Mhm.
dance. So
Mhm. Yeah.
I think they have something there. They just have to get through the fact that they're debuting as the blanket for FX, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be dope. That's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
I just have to
They-
say, like, I mentioned the 5 member thing on the soon to be released 6 podcast.
That I don't
Um,
agree with.
yeah, but it's been haunting me. It's the whole thing with the 5. I think because everybody is dropping down to 4, and it's strange, like because just recently we heard about Hello Venus,
oh
and
yeah.
they dropped several members, and now they're down to 4. FX is probably down to 4 at this point. Red Velvet is 4. Like I don't know. It's like haunting
Mm.
me. I don't. It's just I don't know. Something just strikes me as it's completely a weird thing in my head, but I don't know. I guess because I grew up with pop groups having 5 members, that just seemed right to me. And then when I got into K-pop, DBSK had 5, Wonder Girls had 5. I was like, all right,
Big Bang. Yes,
all right.
5. Yeah.
Big Bang had 5.
They
So I was
dropped. They dropped one.
yeah, they have 5. I mean, so I'm like, that's right. And it's not so much maybe that if the people are debuting with 4 people, I guess. I think also some of this is kind of the aftermath of this, just kind of the oversaturation of boy and girl groups is it's inevitable that they're going to be having people dropping out of groups and groups breaking up because there are just too many and too many of them are not catching on. So we're going to be hearing about a lot more groups besides Hello Venus, like
Well,
doing stuff like this.
I think the biggest thing with 5 members is it kind of fits a theme that you see in like dance a lot, where you have an odd number because it's better for line movement.
Mhm.
So you'll see a lot of dance like competitive dance groups that'll have 5 or they'll have 7 or they'll have 11. Like it's always an odd number because it lets you have somebody to be at the front of your line to shine and then everybody is staggered the same amount. Whereas when you have groups of 4, it's weird. You have to put like 2 in the front, 2 in the back to make it look okay, you know. And you see it really bad with Girls' Day. They're really bad about having like two lines everywhere they go.
Mhm.
Um, and same with like a bunch of groups that had 9 members. Like it's a very solid number. There's a ton of people, right? There's more people than I want. I don't want that.
Hmm.
But it's really nice for line movement because it keeps everything even. And then you can always have somebody at the front, which is what every group does. They have a moment where somebody's at the front and they're probably the one singing, unless you're SNSD, and then sometimes it's not the one singing because they don't want you up there. I don't know. But with 4 members, I feel like for whatever reason, I expect more. And I actually tend to like 4 member groups more than I like any other number. But I'm always like, there's just enough people here that I can care about everyone. Like, I'll like everyone at some point. I'll actually care what everybody's doing. Like with SNSD, I could give a hell about so many of those girls. Like, you couldn't, if you asked me right now, what was the last thing Una did? I'd be like, I don't know. When did SNSD promote? That's all I know. I don't know. But like Sunny, I like. You know, I like Tiffany. I like Jessica, sort of. Like, there's a few people there that I like. But for the most part, I'm just like, there's so many people.
I'm
Like,
surprised it took them so long to do the subgroup. Um,
oh yeah.
I mean, that was just screaming to be done like years and years ago, but
Mhm.
I hope their subgroup. Like, I didn't like their first song, so I hope they come back with something better.
Wait, did you
Um,
guys hear that Red Velvet is supposed to be a subgroup? Supposedly a subgroup?
no,
really,
Yeah,
I know
there's
there's
some.
more in SM Rookies. There's more people.
Yeah,
yeah.
there's. I read somewhere. I think it was on Omana where someone commented that their rumor has it that Red Velvet is actually a subgroup of an upcoming group, and apparently, like if you look in the music video, like towards the beginning, there are other girls in the beginning, which I don't know.
Oh.
Like I'm
Huh.
not quite dedicated enough to like go back and watch the music video to like see for myself. But that'd be such a smart idea, I think, to like
That would
Well,
be
start
like
with
the
the.
first time that that's happened, right? That the subgroup has debuted first before
Well,
the.
there has. I
no,
mean,
they've
there's
done
like
that.
there's J. Well, who what was the other group? JJ. What's much call it? The group that came
JJ
before.
Project.
Yeah,
JJ Project before
which
Got Seven.
they flopped, right? But that and then flops and then flop. I was gonna say flop step seven, and then got seven came, right? So I think that was like an unplanned like thing. But I mean, if it's like deliberately, we are going to debut Red Velvet and then add like I don't know, 3 more girls and debut a seven. I mean, I think that would be pretty cool.
Well, you have like um what's her name? The girl who left YG, Iana Kim, who did the song with Drunken Tiger and
Mhm.
Tasha.
Mhm.
She's part of another group, and her group also released another member from that group that did a song featuring Iana Kim. So it's like, oh, okay. So they're kind of they're letting members shine. Same with Troy. Troy did that. They had Bumkey and Kanto both promote before Troy came out.
Um.
But they promoted a solo act. So there's you get moments where people promote other members and then are like, we're actually going to be in this big group. It's a thing. Like, and it's
Yeah.
it's good marketing because it makes people already like certain people.
Mhm.
Um, the only flaw to that is that I feel like you run the risk of being like, oh, I like the subunit more. I
Mm.
already love the subunit.
Orange caramel.
Yeah, yeah. Orange caramel. Well, at least they came afterwards, but
They came after school. But I
yeah.
like people. I swear people sleep on after school. I'm telling
I
you.
love
Like
after school,
me
so I'm there.
too.
I'm so
I
there.
just feel
Like,
like people sleep on them so hard. Like they may not be the most vocally talented group, but they are doing a lot of things very, very right. That other groups just they don't even like. I don't know. I'm kind of okay. Don't get me started because I could talk about after school all day long. Like
the only thing I really can say, and when people argue with me about after school, the only thing I have to stick to is like they do things that no one else has the balls to do and no one
yeah,
else can do. When have you
yeah,
seen any other group do a drum line? When have you seen
yeah.
any other group actually do real pole dancing as opposed to using it to look sexy? Like,
And
No
they're like
one does
and
that.
they try. I don't know. I just love that after school tries new things. And I know people
Yeah.
call it like a gimmick, but I feel like the fact that they want to show new skills, like skills that they've actually taken months to learn, to me that's like a good thing. Like you know how some other groups say we're gonna show a different side of ourselves, and they just put out like a cute concept as opposed to their usual sexy concept. Like
Yeah.
when after school says they're doing something new, they're actually doing something new,
Yeah,
which is one
and
thing
their
that I loved
concept
about
from the
them.
start has been showing like the different sides of them, which caters to the fact that they move through people. Like they have this graduating thing. I think it works
Yeah.
because they play this game where it's like when we come back, we're going to come back with an image that people haven't seen before. Like
Yeah.
aside from Flashback, which only came out because they had to rush it out because people didn't know the pole dance. Like you had what's it called? They had Bang, and then the song after that, or Bang had like stepping in it as well, and
Yeah.
had um what what's their song that came out with the pole dancing? That's name I can't ever remember.
First love.
First Love, yeah. And it's like they took this pole dancing concept that everybody is like, when you hear pole dancing, you're like, oh, strippers. Like it's gonna be something sexy, right? And they come out and they still have like sex appeal to what they're doing, but they did it in like, this is what real pole dancing is. This is what pole dancing should look like when you think of pole dancing. And
Didn't Sistar make an attempt to try and do that, and they were banned by
yes, they
like
did, and I was bitter about it, super bitter. But I also don't think they would have done it like After School did.
Yeah, they did it
yeah.
though. Wasn't it just like a quick little thing? Like after school made a routine out of it.
Well,
Like,
they wanted to have it as a major part of their concept, and they were told no. They were told they couldn't
um,
do it, and then so they left like a tiny bit of it. They left a little bit of Bora on the pole. But in the teasers that were coming out, Bora danced on the pole first, and they were like, "You can't do that, no." And so there's videos of her like working super hard to like. She probably would have had a dance solo, is what I'm assuming. She would have had some sort of pole dancing
she
dance solo.
deserves it. Yeah.
Right. And she could pull off doing something that was real. Like in all the videos you see of her doing it, she's doing real pole dancing. She's not just like,
Hmm.
I'm just gonna grind on the pole and spin around and then I'm done. Like,
To be honest,
uh,
I would prefer that than as opposed to her being the designated rapper, especially since she's not really a rapper. They just gave her that title since they obviously don't know what else to have her do. I
well, she
mean,
can't sing. She's gotta.
but it's like it's okay not to have a rapper in the group. I mean, Hyoen is a better rapper than Bora is. So, I mean,
Well, okay. If you take away Bora being a rapper, what does she do?
she can dance.
She
I mean,
can
they
have
could
dance.
do like
you can't
Hyoen
have
and then
somebody
just
in
give her
every
like dance
single.
breaks.
You can't have somebody in a group that has no lines at all. You can't do that. Like, not for every single concept. There's no way you can be like, oh, she just sings on the chorus, no big deal. In a group of 4 girls, no, you can't do that. Then you know you're carrying dead weight. Like, yeah.
No, okay. Bora will never be dead weight, not while Dasum is there. Like I feel like Bora
And
is
she's
there.
also kind of the visual of the group too.
Bora?
She's the visual. Yeah, she's the visual. She's
Hmm.
also the most liked member of the group.
Yeah, I
So
think so
Yeah.
too. Yeah, Bora is great though. Anything that I see her in that's like outside of Sister, I always love her. She's so charismatic. Like I don't
she's
mind her not
she's
being
I
like
don't
a
outside
know.
of Sister.
genuinely
Soyu
good
is the
person.
one that I feel like is really like making an impression on people, and I don't know. I kind of feel like
Yeah,
Soyu is
Soyu's like
finally
the
recovering
girl.
her image, though. Remember that she didn't have a good reputation when Sister
Oh
first started.
yeah, I
So
don't. I still don't understand how that where that came from. It was a rumor that she was like a bully in school or something, but I don't know. I'm like down with her personality. She
yeah.
seems like a cool chick.
I know people hate Sister, but I have no problems with them. I really don't. I enjoy them. They're fun,
If
and
you
it
kind of
seems
look
like
at them as K-pop's Destiny's Child, it makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
yeah, I know the reason they didn't like Soyu was because people thought she was an Eeljin. I'm not completely sure like exactly what that covers, but I know it's like rebel youth. Like they do weird things. There's like the whole
Yes,
scandal that
it's like a
Hyomin was
movement.
one, and she was like a part of some board that was like famous for sex parties or something. Like
Mm,
so
yeah.
she had that bad reputation, and then Dawson had the bullying reputation, and then people thought that Hyorin was arrogant and full of
please,
herself and ugly.
please. They
So
said the
she got a
same.
bad rep.
Oh my God, they do this. They said the same thing about Nana. Like just anytime there's like a female, and this is not just in K-pop, this is like anywhere, female that's like confident and like believes in herself, people always gotta find a reason to tear them down. And I'm just like, no, leave them alone. Just let them
Yeah, if
be
she's not like eye
precious.
smiling and throwing peace signs everywhere, like Crystal, for example. I don't love Crystal, but I like the fact that she's just like whatever. I'm like
Yeah.
she's like I'm Korean American and that's it. I'm not
Like,
from Korea. I'm not trying to blend in like I'm from Korea. And
this is my thing when people are like, oh, they're cocky, oh, they're arrogant. Like, I don't, for me, that's not an insult if you are as good as you say you are. Like,
Mm.
if Hyorin was a badass and was like, I'm a really good singer, like, people be like, oh, you're arrogant. Yo, but she is a really good singer. She's
Yeah,
telling the
yeah.
truth.
yeah,
Like,
she's super talented.
people went after Ivy because she said that if you aren't a good singer, you shouldn't be an idol or you shouldn't try to sing. Like,
Right.
she's a really good singer. She can
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
She can tell you that. And
Ivy
people,
is awesome. She's
yeah,
awesome.
people break down like people like that, and you get it in like the Western media too. But at the same time, like, I guess if you're a rapper, it's okay. Like, if you're a good chick rapper, you can be like, I'm the dopest, and they'll be like, no, she's the dopest though. Like, it's fine. But I don't know, and it's just, you get that in. I'm a fan of like MMA, and if you say you're the best fighter, people will call you cocky or arrogant. But it's like that's something that the same with music and being a vocal talent. You can prove that. Be
Yeah.
cocky. If you are that thing, own that thing. Like who cares? I don't care. I
Yeah.
like when people are like, oh, this person's cocky, because I'm like, okay, well let's see if they live up to it. Like that's the first thing that goes through my head. I want to see if they're
Right.
as good as they say they are.
Right.
Okay, I've been looking at the beginning of the Happiness music video because no one else will. And I can verify that there are more than four girls in the very beginning, but I
Mm-hmm.
cannot verify that they aren't carbon copies
Um,
of the other girls. It's not just, a
right.
carbon copy of one girl or the other. But there's
Right.
definitely more than four girls kind of splayed about in the beginning before the first verse starts.
The
So,
thing is,
Mm.
SM Rookies had more girls. That's the important thing that people like forget. SM Rookies is like a thing now, and they show all these girls. There are more than four girls that were projected to be in this new group that SM was making through SM Rookies. So it's
Mm.
totally reasonable to think that they threw these girls together and were like, oh, it's a subunit. Oh, we're in danger, danger. We got to cover up FX until our next group comes back. It makes perfect sense to me. Because they don't, if FX was still supposed to be promoting right now. If they stopped, all they have is Henry. That's it.
That just sounds.
That's all they got. Like they don't have anybody else on the like ramp to promote. I think SNS or I think the new boy group from SM is supposed to promote.
Wait, we're getting a
Not
new SM boy group
yes,
already?
yeah. That's what the rapper teaser's for. Is that boy group?
Oh, he was
oh.
awful. He was awful.
Thank God somebody else agrees with me.
He
All
was.
I've
I
not
saw.
seen it. The only thing I've heard about is Winter, and people were like,
What?
That's
Winter is
why.
I'm not
coming out,
even.
so
I'm
This
not
is where they
even.
brought it up. So Winner is having their debut this month, August.
yeah.
Next month is supposed to be SM's boy group, and the month after that is supposed to be Five Live from JYP. So people are
Mm.
like, they're in cahoots right now. This is some big three cahoots. Like, here's your month, enjoy it. Here's your
Yeah.
month, enjoy it. Here's yours. So
Mm.
supposedly we're gonna get SM teasers towards the end of the month. I don't know what the plan is now that we have all this Red Velvet nonsense going on.
Yeah.
Um, but that was supposed to be the plan, but that would mean a month without any SM artists when they had slated to have FX doing stuff. So it totally makes sense to me to have all these girls to just throw your rookies together and be like, new group, who cares? See what happens.
But in some way, like SM, I have to give it to them though. They do know their audience because looking at the video and watching their performances and stuff, like minutes, seconds after their performances came out, they've already got people standing them. I mean, people are like, oh my gosh, I
They don't
love
know their
Wendy, I
audience.
love Joy, I love it. They don't. I mean, I can understand the one that can sing, which is Wendy, correct? But I mean, they've already got people like gifting them and just I mean, they're SM artists. I mean, so they've already got a built-in
Yeah, I was gonna
fandom to
say
an
it's
extent.
not. I
Mhm.
don't think it's that SM knows their audience because I don't think they do. I think they're just fumbling through, hoping for the best. Look at all the last SNSD promotions. But what SM does know is that if they slap SM on the front of things, it'll sell.
It'll stop.
Yeah,
That is
it's gonna
true.
sell. People are gonna like it. Like people are gonna watch it. People are gonna like it. I think that's the one thing that I do like about JYP artists as opposed to the other two big of the big three is like you get the moment where people look at JYP artists and are like, "Are we gonna buy this?" Like GOT7 had stands, but people knew about them and were already pumped for them. But you've seen like 2 p.m. wasn't a hit right off the bat.
Yeah.
They had to fight for it. Like Wonder Girls was a hit right off the bat. Okay, cool. After that, everybody else worked for it except for Miss A. But Miss A actually earned their spot because people were like, "Holy crap, this song is dope," and they
Yeah,
let them
yeah.
win. You
Yeah.
It
know?
was an excellent debut. Yeah, I
Yeah,
really
and people stand them because they actually made it on talent. Like
yeah.
they actually were good. And people didn't support Breathe as much as they supported Bad Girl Good Girl because it wasn't
Yeah.
that good. That's the
Yeah.
one thing I do like about JYP and the fans of JYP artists is they're like, you have to win us. Like you have to make us want to be here.
Mhm.
Obviously this rule doesn't apply though for like boy groups because you're always going to get the stands that are like, I love boys. I mean, all you need is some cute boys and you're good. And JYP loves international, so you're set. You just need some
Yeah,
of
and
those
this one
international
thing is
boys.
interesting too is this seems like a very international friendly group. I mean, you've got only one girl with the traditionally Korean name. Everyone else is Wendy, Joy, I don't know the other one's
Wendy's
names.
from
I know Sogi.
the States, I
Sogi is,
think.
and then yeah, I mean, so it seems, you know, very internationally focused, or it seems that way. Although with, you know, the music video controversy, it seems like they would have been a little bit more careful about that. But
Nope. Yeah, I don't know. I don't wish poorly on any artist, and well, I kind of wish poorly on EXO, but I don't really wish poorly on any artist. Like I don't want people to fail, but I don't like this music video, and I don't like the rushed feel that I get from this whole thing, and I think it sucks because I think Wendy's really good, and I think she deserves to shine. Like she's probably, well, not probably, she's definitely one of SM's better singers already. Like if you go
Mhm.
watch her stuff before, like all her pre-debut stuff, she's already singing super well. So now she's had some training, which is good. SM has proven that they can take artists who can't sing, Taemin, and turn them into artists who can sing, Taemin. Like, so it's good. It's fine. I'm happy to have. Well, I'm happy to see where this group goes because there's clear talent with these girls.
Mhm.
Two of the girls have proven that they can dance really well and they can do interesting dances. So the future for them is very, very bright as long as they can get past this scandal. They're not going to be liked in Japan. Like SM has to feel, SM has
well,
to understand
yeah,
they've bit the
SMS
bullet.
has burned every bridge, overpass.
Yeah, they burn.
I
They
mean,
like
whatever they.
America will suck it up. We'll deal, and we'll be like, it's fine, because we like SM enough that we'll do it. Japan wars their country way too fiercely. You can't get away with that.
No, not if you're gonna be mentioning World War II stuff. No.
Yeah, no, you're done.
Dude, like, geez, like, wow. Whoever is on the inside of SM, like, is it one No, no, no. It's definitely not one person. It's probably like a team of people, because, like, to me, it's fascinating. Like, SM to me always is like more of a mafia than an entertainment label, and it's just like somebody is clapping back on SM, and I'm like,
Somebody
who
finally
are
is
this
like,
group of
yo,
people?
we need to fight for our right to party out here.
Yes. Somebody's coming, and it's like, because when you think about it, this year has been scandal after scandal after scandal. Like, SM has been more interesting this year than since I first got into K-pop in 2007.
It's been
Like,
more
I've
interesting
never seen
since
SM rock like
JYJ,
this.
basically.
Since
Since JYJ.
Yeah.
Like JYJ, and then we like petered out, and it was whatever, and then all of a sudden it was like dating scandals, Chris is leaving, freaking racism, Sully's banging Choja, and you're like, what's going on? Like every group aside from Super Junior, because they put their foot in their mouth all of the time. They don't need any help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're used to that at this
And I guess
point.
Shiny, who's like just laying low, like we're gonna debut solo Taemin. Please finish.
Shiny just goes out there and gets the job done, and you know they're like, cut
Yeah.
us the check.
Where's our
Yeah,
money?
check.
Yeah, I wanted to also mention too, even though this is not in any way related to SM or Red Velvet, but Hatfelt, Hotfelt.
Oh
Yenny
Did
yeah.
killing it, you mean?
anybody was anyone impressed by this mysterious new artist that
Yeah, this artist I don't know.
It was great. That mini album was great. I don't like the choreography, but the mini album
Really?
was great. The choreography looked better in the video, but when she performs it live,
She
I
sings while she does it
Yeah, that's
though.
more of a like
oh no, it's
situational thing. Like,
great.
yeah,
It's great. Like when she sings, it's very good, but the dance in and of itself doesn't work live. Like it works
I
in the
think
video, it doesn't work live.
I think it would work live if they took the scene where she dances it in front of the car and they would just put a front of a car with headlights and turn off the lights for
I
that
see
part.
what you're
It would
saying. Like,
destroy.
if they did something like Pink, like do you guys remember Pink and she had that song
Yes,
about
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yes.
yeah, where she like danced the whole way through and she kind of basically did like her music video, something like that. Like if you make it
Yeah,
situational.
just a
Just
little bit
put that.
more. Just a little more. It's kind of there were some parts of the dance that I just started laughing because I was like, "What are you doing?
I think the
Where
biggest
are you?"
issue for that choreo is that it works really well when you're zoned in on just it. Like all of the moments where you see her rolling around on the floor, it's like just focused on her. And you
Mm,
don't really see a lot going on, which is why, like, I think the best idea would, even if they don't use the car, if they just put like all the lights go out and it's just a spotlight on her while she rolls around, perfect. It would just money. It would look beautiful because
mhm.
you wouldn't see everything else that's going on. The biggest issue is she's trying to fill a whole stage.
Right.
It's a great moment for people who want to get into music and they need to learn about like owning a stage. That is the perfect moment to see somebody who can't own the stage because she's limited by her choreo. So
Mm,
she has this
mhm.
big stage to fill, and all she can do is like roll around it kind of a little bit. It doesn't fill it, but if you zeroed it in on just her, or you made her stage very tiny, like if you somehow boxed her in, it would work because she would be boxed in. She would have a small amount of focus just on her, and it would work better. I
Mhm.
think the issue is that it doesn't work on a big stage like that. But I really like the choreo, and I would just love it if they would just zone it in on her and just be like, "This is just her moment," and then you can bring the stage back. Who cares? Put on the lights, but let her have her rolling around moment in like the
Mhm.
dark with the spotlight. Perfect.
Mm.
But
I
anyways, I
really,
love it. I
Wonder
love
Girl's
it.
gonna be
yeah,
fine.
yeah. I
Woo!
love the
Sorry.
video. Oh my God. Okay, just because you said the Wonder Girls, did you guys hear about Spica debuting in the States?
Yeah, I heard about that.
I kept hearing that they had a plan for that, and I was hoping that that was just like crazy
Not
talk.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's totally true. And apparently, so I have my concerns, which is the usual concerns whenever K-pop tries to cross over. But apparently, they are signed to an American label, and I think they're the only artist or one of like two or three other artists on that label, which might actually be a really good thing, especially when it comes to like attentiveness between
Hmm.
label and artist. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm concerned. It's just K-pop and crossing over. It's
It
Yeah.
depends on how long they go. For me, that's the if they go and they're already ready, like what I would do if I was going to go is I would already work on my American thing, but I would also prepare like a Korean comeback. I would do that and then go. Like do my comeback, do my promotions when comeback
Yeah.
ends,
I
then
mean,
go.
I would hope
Because
that
if you
people would have
rush,
learned from JYP at this point to just not,
yeah.
don't do what he did. But
Don't do
don't
it,
do what
Judge.
YG did either.
Yes. Oh my God. YG fucked Seven over so
Yeah.
hard. I
So
swear
you
to
have to be
God.
careful. You have to be really, really careful. But I think it'll be fine if they do it right. Like if they go and they're already ready and they put their thing out and it's like, oh, this didn't work. Okay, let's leave. Like don't
Hmm.
stay there. leave, collect your winnings, and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because JYP dragged it out, and he wasn't prepared. Like he did so many things wrong.
I feel like he had good intentions. Like he was trying to make connections and trying to network and really get in with people, but it just
You
for
need to
some
do that
reason
without your
the
artist being
industry
stuck.
just isn't ready for it. And while he was doing that, Wonder Girls was losing relevance in
Yeah,
Korea. So
and they
yeah.
never recovered. I don't. I feel like they never recovered. Like same with Seven. Yeah, Seven. Oof, oof.
Oh,
So sad.
And
that
I
whole
can't I can't get on that because I'm such a YG stan that it's like you hurt the most talented guy on your roster. How could you do that?
I mean, that whole thing with Seven was just jacked up. I mean, to
I
give him
swear to
to
God.
give him Lil Kim, to give him that video, to make him wear shades throughout the entire video. The whole
It
thing
wasn't
was
even that. You know what?
I
It's
don't have
not the
anything against
music.
the video
Right, it's
or the
not the
music
music.
video,
It's
yeah, or
not
the
the
music.
it's right. It's not the music. It's not the video. It's the promotion. It's the way you
Yeah, they
promote your
promoted it
artist. It's the
poorly.
way exactly. And it's just like they were not prepared. It was so obvious they weren't prepared. Like when I found out that he was coming to New York City, I remember distinctly going, "Oh my God! Like I can't wait to like see Seven." And it was like YG was only promoting Seven in like Asian neighborhoods at Asian clubs.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I can't go into these I can't go into these clubs. Like, so like how like aren't you trying to reach out to like more people? Like you
that's
can't
the
just have
thing.
Seven like add like it's like he took Seven out of Korea and then dropped him in like the Korean area of the States and then left him there to rot.
That's
Like
the
Yeah.
thing. I think that's the thing that I feel like if JYP didn't do a lot of things right, he at least understood one thing that people don't seem to understand is that when trying to promote in areas like this, you can't just depend on the one demographic
right.
that's likely to already know who you are. I mean, from working with people that have been trying to spread Korean culture and trying to get people interested in it, there's this kind of gap in understanding where it's like, well, why aren't they interested? We're going to little Koreatown in this state, and we're doing all the shows and all the festivals and everything, and it's like you have to also consider people outside of that and try and think, okay, how are they looking at this, and what would be the best way to kind of approach it to kind of grasp their interests. I mean, it's kind of interesting to think about because you think about people like us who just kind of automatically like K-pop, but then it's like they're also trying to get people that you know like casual people that would be like, oh, they would just like the song.
Right.
The fact that they're Korean and or that they're K-pop stars, whoever, don't really matter. That's really the key to success is getting the casual listeners. They will just be like, oh, that's a good song. I can bop to that in my car, and anything else is, you know,
I think the problem is like a lot of times these labels want to push their artists, but they don't realize, or maybe they I don't know, maybe they realize this and they're just in denial that like K-pop is like has a niche audience. Like YouTube views don't automatically translate into radio airplay. Like YouTube views don't automatically translate into like award shows. Like consider that half take like the number of views your video have, cut them in half, and maybe the people left over might be people who are actually dedicated fans as opposed to people who are just watching just because they heard about it from a friend. And so because of that, like I feel like they put so much time and spend so much money, and then they run to America and they're just like, wait, why isn't anyone paying attention? It's just like, no, you have to do your research, and also consider the fact that like groups don't tend to do very well here, and B, when they do, they're white British boys from like England, like you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's not going to be easy for any Asian group coming out. It would be easier. I think it would be better if you were coming as a solo artist as opposed to as a group. But it's like if you're coming as a group, like be prepared. Like when was the last time you saw an Asian artist on stage? Like other than like Janae
Unless you
Aiko
count
and Far
what's
East
her name?
Movement.
The R&B artist, but she's like A Marie. She's like half black, half white. Um,
Are you talking about
Janae, I could,
Aiko?
yes,
Yeah,
her.
I
she's
don't know if she
great,
counts.
but
Let's be real.
she's been around for a long time. She's been
Yeah,
on
she paid
YouTube
her dues.
forever. Like, it's about time she got some
True.
radio play. But think about
She
how long it took for her, and she's like a native English speaker. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she's also
it's an
in
uphill
America
battle.
a native English speaker and an Asian girl. Like she's gonna have better luck. Look how long Dumbfounded's been hustling. He ain't nowhere. Like he's
Yeah,
getting
that's true.
nowhere.
Do you guys remember Asiatics? They got
Yeah, I remember
signed.
Asiatics.
Yes,
Yeah,
Where
yes.
are they? They got signed, and where are
they're a
they?
bunch of dudes. Like the fact that Far East Movement hit is amazing, and they're already gone. Like they
Yeah,
already
exactly.
don't
And
hit
you
like
know
they did.
what? And you know
Yeah.
what? It's really strange because, especially when you consider like race politics in America, like when Far East Movement, like when the song hit, nobody knew what they looked like. But it's like the
Exactly.
weirdest thing. It's like as soon as people knew what they looked like, it was like their popularity just like dwindled away. Like no one could believe like, oh my God, this song is performed by a bunch of Asian
Or more
guys.
like
Like
maybe like a lot of the focus went on, oh, hey, look, they just had their Asian, and so that kind of moved some of the focus off of the music or whatever they happen to be doing. It's like, but guess what? They're Asian, and
But the
mhm.
only
it's
the only problem I have with that is their new music sucks. Like their
Their
new
new
music
music
isn't
sucks.
good.
well,
I'm
I
sorry.
mean,
that's
Like
it,
the album that they hit with has all of their bangers on it. Every song on that, I was just like, okay, yeah, no, this could be a. I could listen to this on the radio, and then I listened to their new album, and I was like, this is garbage. Like, you
I
should
actually
have
haven't
kept
heard
some of
it.
those bangers and split them up a little bit. Jesus.
Yeah, like maybe they should have just kind of like ran with it for as long as they could, because it was like after what's that song? What's their song called? I can't even remember. Um,
Rocketeer?
no, what's the song that they hit number one and they were like number one for
Oh,
like 5 years?
the G6 song.
Oh
yeah, like a
yes, but it's like
G6.
after that, it was like they should have kept going. They should have whether they were taking songs for the same album and stretching it over the year. They could have done that, but I just felt like they disappeared. They just fucking disappeared after that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's sad and it's hard. It's definitely hard, but it's just like I mean, just considering the demographics in music, it's going to be even harder. So
Hmm.
like while I'm really worried, but I'm hopeful. I just know that if they come to New York City, like I'm there. Like whatever Spica
Yeah.
does, like I'm totally gonna like pay money to watch them perform. Like give them words of encouragement because it's gonna be tough. I would love to see them like get some measure of success because they're very beautiful and extremely talented. And it bothers me that they haven't like hit it yet in Korea.
Oh
But
yeah, they
um,
definitely deserve to be
My
up.
only issue
yeah,
is they're gonna go to America right now when they're actually getting fire. Like Korea's starting to be like, I like these girls. Like,
has it really
That's
been like
true.
that?
Like they're
yeah.
just
After
starting to
their
get
last
like
song, they're getting on board, and then that one girl from Spica went on that singer show, and
Oh, she killed it.
she destroyed it, and everybody was like, I didn't know you were so good, and
Yeah.
she had to like do the thing where she met her fans in like a bikini or whatever
Oh
because she
yeah.
won. That was like her
Yeah.
agreement. If she wins, she would do it, and then like nobody was creepy on her. Everybody was like, oh my god, yeah, like super excited, and they were so happy that she did it. But it was like, yo, this girl literally won that show on talent because she had no fans.
Yeah.
yeah.
No one was like, oh my god, Spica's gonna be on it, let's go. Like, she went on that show and destroyed it. Vocally just murdered everything. And people were like, she's so good. Let her win.
Yeah.
She
I mean, I
wins.
think that the best thing that we can hope for is that, like Sade said, that they do it on like a small scale, and maybe try and do get to a few performances, maybe try and get some media attention, and then come back to Korea
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
Give it a month,
anything
maybe
else
two.
is
Once you hit like the problem is that people stay for like a year trying to do it. Don't give it a year. A year is too long. It gives you way too much time to fall out of the Korean public. Make your song, make an English version of it. So you already have this song in Korean, and then just if it doesn't work, go back to Korea and debut your Korean version of the song. Bam. Just money.
Mhm.
The problem is like Boa went. Boa just stayed and she just kept doing it. And
Yeah.
she at least like she got on shows and stuff and she was doing stuff. She made a bunch of music videos. She at least made waves, but she didn't explode. And then Wonder Girls literally rode the Jonas Brothers to success. Like I'm sorry, that's how they did it, and I don't blame them for it. By all means, get your money, boo boo. Like who cares? That's the audience you should pander to. Is the audience that listens to the Jonas Brothers? Those are going to be the ones that like you. So
Yeah.
it was the perfect place for them to go. But after that, where'd they go? No one gave a crap after that. After the Jonas
Mhm.
Brothers tour, they were just like doing little things. They appeared on Disney. They appeared with that other girl group. Like they just didn't do
Oh
anything. They
yeah.
had nothing going for them there because people only wanted them there because they fit the Jonas Brothers thing and they were perfect, innocent little Asian girls that could tour with the Jonas Brothers who were also innocent and pure. It made perfect sense. And then Seven just got stuck. He got stranded for whatever reason. He just
I
got
swear to
stranded
God,
there.
YG set him up. I swear to God, like set him
I
up
don't
to
think.
watch him fall. Like, because
I
it's
don't
just like,
think so.
who is that like stupid?
I think,
Like
well,
Seven's
remember they
debut makes
tried
no
to,
sense.
YG tried to get him back at one point, but he was stuck under contract. So I think what
Mm,
happened is that they got screwed by contracts. Like I think that Seven got stuck there because they signed a contract they shouldn't have, and they got him
Mm,
stuck there, and they couldn't bring him back.
mm,
Because
jeez.
that was the biggest issue is he had this work visa through the other company and then he stayed there and was on their contract and they had a contract dispute because YG didn't like that he was stuck there and then they moved him to another label trying to release the songs he had and then they finally brought him back. So I think he got screwed because they signed like a really bad contract and I don't know the rights that you get after you sign a contract with a Korean company, so maybe he didn't even get to look at the contract. He might not have even gotten to sign it. He was just signed
Whew,
off and sent away. Like
awful.
that's what happens to sports players. I mean, like professional NFL players, they just go, and your only way out is to retire. You can't just be like, I'm not gonna
mm.
do it. They'll
Yeah.
fine you. You know, like that's just the way it is. That's the thing with contracts is like you sign a contract, you have to adhere to the contract, but contracts are always in the benefit, well, typically are in the benefit of the employer. So, sure, you're going to get money out of it, but you're going to have to do things you don't want to do. Like, that's just the way it works. So, I
Mm,
really think he got screwed over by the contract because YG did fight to try and bring him back. I think he just signed a contract he didn't understand. And
mm,
I think that sucks. Like,
yeah.
and the best part, I like Seven song in America. Like I dug it. I was like, oh
I
yeah,
like
I'm on board.
Amigas. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't horribly bad,
It
but
wasn't
Little
horrible.
Kim made me cringe. I'm sorry.
Little Kim
You,
makes me cringe all the time, but people like Little Kim, so
what?
they just didn't then. That was like when she
She's been
fell off
gone for a while.
completely.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
been gone for a while. So I don't. It was just like one of those things where I was like, I'm not sure why they did it because when I think of Seven, I don't think of Little Kim.
No, no, you don't think
It's
so?
like
No.
it's just kind of like, well, you probably didn't have enough money or influence to get somebody bigger or
Somebody
more
else.
relevant.
I just
You
Yeah.
think
know.
it's funny because Little Kim has like a well-known like Asian fetish, so I think it's funny
Oh,
that she
does
worked
she
with.
really?
Yeah, she loves Asian
I
dudes.
remember reading something where they said Seven was like he had some scenes with Lil Kim where she was like, rubbing up against him or whatever, and he
And he
was
was
like
super awkward.
really uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah. She has like a well-known like Asian
What?
fetish. Like people say that when she performed, like when she went on tour and would perform overseas, she would always try and like bang Asian dudes. Like she has a well-known Asian fetish.
What?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I don't know why she went from Biggie to Asian guys, but I don't know. I guess she got done with fat guys.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go with since we started with Red Velvet and kind of went off topic, but I'll end with Red Velvet. Have you both seen their Music Bank performance?
No, I haven't seen
or
it.
haven't seen it?
No.
Well, you guys have at least seen the video and or the performance. But I mean, I guess, do you think that they're really going to be, I guess, how do you think they're going to be affected by this whole, I, by this whole controversy? I personally think, unfortunately, since they are SM, it'll go away, and really it'll depend on what their future songs and concepts are, as to,
Mm. Mhm.
how they'll go in the future. Um, I want to. I kind of want to read this one thing. If you guys have ever heard of anti K-pop fangirl, it's a blog that I I frequent sometimes just because it's so freaking funny, or it's so offensive. Um,
Don't give them a
but
shout out.
of course, I mean, their main poll on the front page is, should Park Bom go to jail? So I mean,
Oh my god.
Um,
Have mercy.
but they, of course, had something about Red Velvet and FX fans, and they were basically, well, basically, the title of the article was, "Dear FX fans, please shut the F up and take that stick out of your ass." And um, basically, they're kind of just saying, FX fans are, yeah, to quote them, FX fans are acting as if Red Velvet are the ones that are sabotaging FX. The Red Velvet members didn't post a picture of Choja and Sully from Choja's wallet online. Red Velvet didn't upload photos of Sully at the beach. So shut up and redirect your anger into happiness.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
some other uh, kind of misogynistic stuff about Wendy. I don't know why,
Mm.
but but yeah. I mean, I feel like FX fans are gonna get it a lot from this. There's gonna be a lot of hurt feelings around this because it's just the timing of all of it. Just, I don't know. I mean, it's just really, I don't know. This whole thing is just really, 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 really strange. I don't know. I feel uneasy, as like some uneasy, like an uneasy feeling about it. I don't know. It's a feeling I haven't felt since the J Park controversy, I guess.
Oh.
Mm.
Although I don't think it will turn out quite as bad. But
Yeah, well, on the first point, I definitely think it's probably going to go away. The only people who, like I said, the only people who are really going to hold a grudge are going to be the Japanese community. Well, I should say the Japanese nation as a whole, because they're very big on their country. Disrespecting their country is a big deal, from what I've seen. The backlash you get for it is pretty fierce. So I think they kind of screwed Red Velvet over by using the term Jap, especially. Like,
mm,
you can't do that. Like, first off, you can't show what they showed, but you can't show these newspapers where dumb Americans use that term. Like,
yeah.
it's an American newspaper. Dumb Americans use that term. Uh, and obviously we were heated, we were fired up, but it's still rude. Like, there's no forgiveness for using racial slurs. There never should be, there never will be, and I'm fine with that because I don't agree with racial slurs. That being said, I don't think it's going to hurt them in Korea too much. I don't know, because they also have this whole FX thing lingering over them that's gonna hurt them, and I don't know. They have to get out of the deep water that is debuts on SM, apparently, which you just can't have a clean one, I guess. I don't know. Um, but like I said, I don't really like the song. I don't think it's spectacular. So I'm curious what they're gonna do for their comeback, if there is one. If they're gonna debut a different group that Red Velvet's a part of, I don't know. But I think that the SM fans that are like, "Oh, I won't support this group because it's gonna get rid of or get rid of FX," like, stop. Sully got rid of FX, bro. Like, deal with it. It's not this group. This group didn't spell the end for FX. This group is proof that FX is over. That's all. Like,
Mm.
if this group didn't debut, FX would still be over. I'm sorry. Like, you still have to get over this whole thing where you guys destroyed Sully. You think she's gonna come back? No, I don't think so. Like, I don't think so. FX is gonna be four
No.
members.
I wonder, this makes me think of that one random member of Super Junior that's like not around anymore. He like quit to become an actor.
Kim Ki-bum?
Yes, that one. Where
He
is
was never
he?
around. He's supposed to be an actor. He didn't quit. He went on hiatus from the group to focus on acting. He never
And
quit.
but
They
he's
wouldn't
not an
let.
actor. Is he in stuff?
No, he was a really bad actor. Why would they let him be in? He just wanted to be one. It's not the qualifications of an actor. I want to be one. Let me do it. He was really awful. Like he was
Oh
really bad.
no. And so then they locked him in the basement because I swear to
Yeah.
God, he hasn't been back.
Oh well, SM loves the basement. They put the Grace in the basement for a while. Like
Oh, they're never
all the
coming
artists in
back.
the basement.
They
Well,
lied about telling us that they're coming back. Isn't one of
yeah,
them
they
getting
put them on
married?
hiatus. Lena is getting married.
Yeah, they're not coming back.
Yeah, Lena's getting married. Their best singer is getting married. And then the last time we got them was the Grace side project. Stephanie's
Yeah,
already promoted solo. They're done. Like that group is
yeah,
which is a shame because they were promoted as the female DBSK and they were good. Like they were good enough
yeah,
to be the female DBSK, and you.
yeah. And then
So,
SM sent them to Japan and let them rot. Well, they have
well, they
some
were
really
super
great.
successful in Japan. That's why he
Yeah,
sent them to Japan.
but they didn't like keep it up. They fell off in Japan
That's
too.
because it's because SM didn't care about them, and
Yeah,
then
that's what I'm
Stephanie
saying.
got
Left
hurt
them
really
there.
bad. Yeah,
Oh
Stephanie
yeah,
got
that's
hurt. She had like back issues and she had to go home. So, I mean, they should have promoted as three. That's what I would have done. But
Yeah, just to keep it up. That's true. Instead of just disappearing entirely. Damn, that just sucks. That's a shame.
that's a
I
group that
remember
I'm
it used to
really
be like
bitter
way
about.
back when the Grace was like really popping in Japan. I remember like in the J-pop circles, it was like the Grace versus Bright. Bright was like another like Japanese girl group with like amazing power vocalists and
Oh,
people
okay.
like, people would put them like musically like head to head. Like no, seriously, Bright is like no fucking joke. But it's funny because it's like after the Grace disappeared, so did Bright. It was like this weird thing, like
They
so
were
what?
only
Like you
there. They were defending their nation. Like,
yeah.
no.
No, that was like after the Grace. No, Bright stayed around for a lot longer than the
Oh,
Grace.
okay,
But
okay.
but now they're gone. They're not around anymore. But I mean, like, geez, wow, it's just sad.
I think on the same note, since we're talking Red Velvet, I saw somebody like make a joke about the rookie groups of 2014, but holy crap, the rookie groups of 2014, like you either are so irrelevant it's ridiculous, or you have a scandal. It seems there's no like. It
Well,
doesn't
I
seem like there's a
mean,
lot
I
of middle
guess so
ground.
because I mean, how else are you gonna stand out from the pack?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's just
Look at all the
crazy. Like,
groups that came out last year. I mean,
well, if you look at all the groups that came out already, it's crazy.
Wait,
Like,
who survived?
who survived what last year?
No, this year, like so far, like who? I don't even remember. Like,
Um, Got Seven came out this year.
oh
Rainbow Black
right,
came out this
oh
year.
that
The
was a
subunit.
mess. Yeah.
Kiss and Cry came out this year. Lip Service came out this year.
Oh yes, I remember.
Wings came out this year.
Oh right, okay,
Two
okay,
Heart
okay.
came out this year. Troy
Jesus.
came out this year.
Oh
The
right.
Jackie Chan group came out this year.
Oh my God, where did they go? Where did they
Aqua
go?
came out this year.
Yo, Nugu Land is merciless. It's not even a land; it's a black hole. Like
No, it is.
seriously.
Like I'm skipping groups, like groups that I've never even heard of at all.
yeah,
Um,
there's like a ton of groups that are just like I don't remember them at
um,
all.
Bob Girls came out this year. Mamamoo, those Flawless Queens
Oh,
came out this
girls. Oh,
year.
Mama
Well,
Moo.
yeah.
Mama Moo.
Lucas came out this year.
Who?
Lucas, I don't know. They're awful. Don't worry about it. You're not missing
Yeah.
Very
anything.
good. Only thing I
Uh,
remember about them is they were like talking crap about SNSD or they were I don't know, talking up their group something about like they were just as good as SNSD.
Shut up. That's not true.
Come out and say
You know,
You're
that.
obviously
asking for
just trying to
trouble.
get some attention, but yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Boys in Groove came out this year,
Boys and
unfortunately.
Groove. Can they
Yeah.
just go? No.
Yeah. And then Red Velvet. came out. Winner's coming out this year. Five Lives.
Four
Boo.
Ladies, their MV is out, Tim, if you haven't seen it.
Who's?
Four Ladies, just
Oh, is it
Oh
hint,
just
yes,
hint.
I did watch it already. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know
was
if
it
anybody
good?
else saw it.
Was it
Yeah.
good?
No, Four
Uh,
Ladies. Did you see
It's
the
yeah.
rated
pictures?
19, so
They never
yeah.
do those. They never do it right. Like they do the 19 plus thing, and they just.
Okay, time out, time out. Have you seen the video yet?
I only saw the teaser. I haven't seen the
Okay,
video.
okay, you should stop because they did 19 plus to like a limit that I've never seen before. Like,
Seriously, I'm impressed.
if Marionette was 19 plus, this should be it like NC-17, like at least triple
Wow.
X is on it.
Yeah,
It's
I would say they've topped Tiana and Stellar on those counts, I would
yeah,
say.
no, they dominated those two, like, which is funny
Wow.
because they have a similar outfit to Stellar's, but it's very like I was wondering if you had seen it, and I wish
Mm,
there was somebody who like felt very strongly against it. I don't really like it either, but
mm,
and I kind of was talking to somebody on Mona about it because I saw a lot of people who were getting really pumped. Well, started to let their hopes get up when the first teaser came out and they had like the girl, the lesbian scene, and people were like, "Oh, it's
mhm.
gonna like be." Um, it's gonna show like lesbians finally. Oh my god, it's gonna be amazing. But I was like, it's gonna be like lesbians like guys want to see lesbians. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be lesbians shown in like a very affectionate like lesbians are people too, which is the way they should show it. Which is the issue that I had when it was coming out. I was like, oh god, it's going to be even worse because people are getting on this train where they're like, it's actually going to be a good image. It's like glam, blah blah blah. And I was like, it's not going to be like that.
Oh, Glam was
It's
so great.
it's not
Oh,
going to
it's
be like
glam.
that though, you know? Like I
Yeah.
Yeah.
knew it. And then you have this video that comes out and it's literally like I don't really care when a group panders to a certain gender because guys pander to girls just as much as girls pander to guys. But this music video is literally like the only point is to make guys get boners. Like that's it. That's the only point. And it's not good. It like I am the audience that they're pandering to. I openly admit that I like girls doing sexy images. This does not pander to me in any shape or form. Like I watched it and I was like, I don't want this.
Is
Like
this
this is
song
too
good?
much.
Like, is this
It's
song
just
good?
okay. That's the worst part. It's just an okay song. If the song had been good, I'd be like, all right, let's do it. We'll do it. Maybe the stage where they
Ooh,
have
like
to change up the
Rania.
choreo.
Rania was great. I
Dr.
love Rania.
Feelgood is how you pander. If you want to say like that was a male pandering video, that is how you pander to me. Aside
Dr.
from the
Feelgood is
gratuitous crotch screen like shot of Tay, who is under like not legal at that moment, like, I don't want it, but that is like the way you do it. That song was a lot of fun. I love that song.
Yeah,
I love
Dr.
the music
Feelgood is
video. I
really
was
good.
all about it. Like that's how you pander to me. Give me that. Don't give me this like ridiculous. Like even Stellar. Now that I go back, I already didn't have anything against it, but now I'm like, wow, I way like that song more than this one. Like,
Wow.
that should be the limit. Like don't ever cross the Stellar limit because then you're in Four Ladies territory and you need to stop. Don't do it.
Well, I'll say about some other Four Ladies, Sister. I have their song stuck in my head, even though it's not even my favorite song of theirs.
Which one?
But it seems like it's popular in Korea or popular with the music bank viewers.
What are you talking about?
Um,
Who?
Sister?
Sister,
Oh,
Oh,
they won on
oh,
Music Bank,
oh
so
yeah. I mean,
they won on that other show too. They've won twice now.
I enjoy the song. I enjoy it. I think with Sister is like they have a formula and they know what works, and I just don't even get mad at them anymore because I just have fun with their music and watching them perform. I'm just like, this is great.
I still don't like we kind of got into the like male pandering of the Sister music video
Hmm.
in the last podcast, and I still don't think it's that bad. Like I really don't. There butt shots? Yeah, sure. Are they in like bathing suits?
yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
sure.
like
It's not
we've
that
seen
bad.
worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
really not
like
that bad.
what was it? Hyomin's what's Nice Body? Ugh. God.
I don't like anything. That's another one. I don't like that one either. Like I don't know. Because I like and a video that is clearly male pandering is Darling, the Girls' Day video. I only like that video. I hate watching the live stages, but I like it. So I clearly like things that are male pandering, but there's a bunch of misses for me. Like, I guess maybe I don't like it if it's so in my face. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, I get what you're doing, and I'm done. I'm over it. I don't know.
Yeah, the visuals are okay, but then when they have to perform it on, well, Girls' Day I feel like have always been kind of weak live
I think their cute
performers.
image is really weak. Like above everything else, their cute image is really weak. Why would you go back to what didn't sell? Like that doesn't. I don't get that. And they won,
Mm,
sure. They only won because they are popular now because they did the sexy image so well. That's the only reason they won. No, like this song did not sell as well as Expectation did. The song did not sell as well as Female President. The song did not sell as well as Something. So why, after 3 hits in a row, would you go back to the formula that doesn't work?
hmm.
Like that blows my mind.
I
I
kind
don't
of liked
understand that.
them more when they were doing the really super cutesy stuff, but that's when they were 5 members, not 4. So I think they were a bit stronger.
I wonder what that feels like.
When
I
they
wonder
weren't
if we should.
successful?
Yeah, no. Do you ever like? I wonder how you know how there are groups that are like totally not successful and then they lose a member and then hit it big like right after. Like I wonder how those members feel, like the ones who like leave like right before their groups hit it big.
I'm always
Mm,
curious how they feel too, like,
Yeah.
or like when a member leaves, when the group is starting to like really blow up, and it's like,
Yeah.
dude,
yeah.
like this whole exodus of 3 members from Nine Muses. I'm like, you guys just became relevant.
Oh
Literally, you
my
just became relevant,
God.
and you
Oh,
guys left.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm so
Like I said, I feel
sad.
like this is something we're gonna see so much more of because like now Hello Venus has got like 2 members or whatever. They're down to like 4 people now.
yeah, they're four.
So I mean, I feel like
Damn.
we're gonna see this with like a lot more people. It's like, oh well, we're not getting the results we were expecting, so
As long as After School remains untouched, I really don't care what happens to other Pledis artists. Like they can do whatever. I'm concerned about After School and Orange Caramel. I don't care about anybody else.
Like, I think the biggest thing is that I feel like since all of this drama with contracts and things like that, people are able to do what they want a little more on the smaller labels. Like they're able to get out, and I think that it's gonna hurt some of these groups that need time to really work because they can just leave if they're not being successful. Like um, the exodus of the Bestie members from EXID, like they just bounced. And they're like, oh, we're going back to school. Oh, we're in another group. Like, there's people who've been dropping, and then they'll go and do something else. Like Yana Kim was supposed to be in YG's girl group, and then YG went ahead and did Winner instead of the girl group show, and she bounced because she didn't want to wait. But it's like that would you don't hear about that. Like before, you don't hear about these people that people already know about just leaving, even as
Hmm.
trainees. Like give it like 5, 6 years ago, you never heard about that stuff. You stayed. You ate it until somebody
yeah.
kicked you out. That was
Yeah,
the
I
way
feel
to
Hmm.
do
like
it.
it's a lot more, I don't know, prevalent now,
And
or
there's
we
more
just hear
groups that
about
have
more.
like people who were in other groups, like Kiss and Cry has a girl that was in V&T, and then there's another girl who was in some other group. It's like people have realized they can leave, and there's so many music labels now that they can go somewhere else and try in a different group, try a different concept, try something else for them to hopefully work.
And still make a hit, like you don't even need to be attached to a big label. Because remember how what's your call It's really blew up. Oh God,
Crayon
what was
Pop?
her name? Yeah, how did you know this one?
I took a good guess.
Yeah,
That's the last group that really blew up.
yeah, Crayon Pop totally did it like on their own with a super catchy song and catchy choreography and from a small ass label and they made it work. So
Yeah.
it's like
And
it's
So
now
not
they're touring with
impossible.
Lady Gaga.
Oh,
yeah,
right. I don't even understand that, but okay. Yay.
no one understands what Lady Gaga does anymore. Let's be real. So I don't know. Like I feel like I think you're right in that we're definitely going to see it more, but I think a big part of that is I feel like the contracts had to have gotten a little less vicious. Like they had to allow people to do things like this.
Yeah, God, I
And
hope so.
I think it's good. Like in the end, I think it's gonna be good because I think we're gonna get better groups. Like if you look at some of the debuts we've gotten this year, we've gotten some bad ones, but we've gotten some really talented groups too. Like Mama Moose, really talented. Kiss and Cry
Mm.
is really talented. Got Seven can really dance. They don't really have strong vocals, but they're really good dancers. Five Live has all of the really good singers on JYP. Hello or not Hello Venus, sorry. Uh, that group that just came out, Red Velvet, has a bunch of singers, like, and has Wendy, who's really good. Like,
Mhm.
I think it's good because we're getting a lot more talent. Like, it's more often that we get groups that have talent than it is we get groups that have nobody that's useful, you know,
Mhm.
or groups that have so many people who are so useless and then like one good member. So
Mm.
I don't know. I guess it just we'll see like what happens. You know, there's still a lot of big debuts coming, and I think that those big debuts near the end of the year are what's gonna say like how rookies did this year,
Mhm.
and how many
All
of those
right.
groups disband already. You know.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, I guess I'll ask if there's any other last comments on the news today or on Red Velvet or anything you've seen in K-pop fandom online.
When
Anything
is
that
everybody gonna admit that Top and Sohee are gonna get married?
you know
Oh.
what? I wouldn't even mind that. I just realized that the other day. I was like, if I found out that they were totally like really dating, I wouldn't even I I
I
would
thought
actually they would have my blessing.
they would have my blessing, but I thought Top was into older women.
I don't think anybody is not into Sohee in Korea.
So he seems
It's the
like there's
same
the
with like
soul
Top.
of a woman like 2 decades older than her anyway, so
It's the same as Top. Like I don't like you could be like, "Oh, I'm only into older guys or I'm only into younger guys," but Top is the exception. Like
Right.
Top
Top is
is
the
yeah.
on
exception of like
everybody's
every.
list.
Yeah.
Everybody's list.
I
Like I
don't.
don't
Although
understand.
I
Whenever
imagine
people
it
come
would
out,
have to be weird since she was dating G-Dragon at one point and when she was like, not legal. So,
That was a rumor though.
I don't know. I keep reading that though. Like there's a lot of people
really.
there like they saw
Okay,
them and I don't
time
know.
out. You're talking about like one of the bigger rumors that also was a part of the fact that the Wonder Girls were dating Big Bang in general. Like that unit was dating each other. So
But
that's
that
why I'm
was like
like,
the one that was like like persistent. Like the
but there's
people actually
pictures.
saw them.
There were pictures of like YB and Sunye hanging out and going to church together and stuff. Like they were all all of that unit.
But
Wonder
not like
Bang
the
was really
couple,
good.
like not like with the couple stuff. Like there's
Yeah, there
like
were. There were like couple
I
pictures
didn't
of them
see
going to
it,
church.
and I was all about Wonder Bang back in the day. I was
Dude,
all
I'm
Really?
about.
telling you, it was literally like all of those people together as a unit. I don't think GD was dating Sohee. I don't buy
What?
it.
Wow.
I think he at least like had a fling with her.
I could see a fling. I could see that, but I don't think they were dating. I
Oh
think flings are
God.
probably way more common than people give credit to them in Korea in a world where you can't
And the
date very
K,
well.
yeah, and the K-pop, yeah,
Yeah, because you can't really date very easily, but you could have a fling real easy.
yeah. Ah.
On that note, anything else?
No, that's it. I'm waiting for it. Because it's not even gonna be a scandal. People are gonna be like, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah.
We'll just wait for something else to pop up. Well, thank you, Sade, and thank you, Tim, for joining me for this impromptu discussion on
Mm.
Red Velvet. We'll have to see what else they have to offer us. If they have anything to offer other than the one song for now.
Mhm.
And hopefully, no, I know for sure you will see us next week. We may or may not be talking about Snowpiercer, but
Ah,
um,
yes.
doing episode number 7. Remember, this is a mini-sode, so we're
It's not very
really
many at all, but
not really a mini, but
aside from our pod is very many.
Yeah, I'll have to come up with another name for that. But yes, thank you for listening to us, and um, thank you, Sade, Tim, for joining.
Yes.
And also, remember you can listen to our podcast directly on SoundCloud.com/, not your average netizens. We're also on iTunes, not your average netizens. Um, feel free to subscribe, rate us. Gotta get those, gotta get those subscriptions up. Um,
Leave
we're also,
comments. Leave
yeah,
comments. That's how the rating gets taken more seriously is the comments that are
the
left.
comments.
So
Mm.
So,
leave
yeah,
comments even if
especially if you have
they're
something to say.
yeah, leave comments even if they're not super positive. If you have an honest comment, leave it because it's better to leave a comment than just to rate it and move on.
Right.
Do it.
Yes.
But leave us good positive comments because we're awesome.
Oh wait, can I
Yeah.
just say one more thing before we go? Classic
Yeah.
High is back, and I'm very excited. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now that we've got that out of the way, um, also, feel free to email us at notyouraverage netizens@gmail.com. Email us any show ideas, any questions. Um, you know, we're all, we've all led very interesting lives, and we all have our own stories with K-pop. So, feel free to ask whatever you want. We'll likely read it on air because, um, you know, we don't have a huge mass of emails at this point. So if you email us, we're probably going to read it on air. Um, and we're also on Twitter at NYA Netizens. So, and we're also on Tumblr at notyouraveragenetizens.tumblr.com. So we're all over the internet, and hopefully our social media will grow as our podcast grows. So yes, that is it for um, this episode. I am Ash.
I'm Tim.
I'm Sade.
Sorry, I changed it up a little bit.
You hit us with a
And
curveball.
and thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.